Y'all, this is the next episode. This one should be really, really good. This is probably one of my favorite topics to talk about because for a long time, like it was so taboo to talk about like sex or just like your body parts. It was so like, ugh, like don't talk about it. But then as you get older, you realize that you need to talk about it. There are certain things that you and your friends, talk about when it comes to your vaginal health, or you need to share the information with your daughters or your cousins or whatever. There are things that you think may be like weird, but it's actually very common. So you need to talk about sexual health or just vaginal health, women's health, period. So we're going to talk about the vagina. Like, can you talk about your vagina? I took a few notes on this because I just, I had to get, I had to just be a little bit organized when it comes to this topic. So, the vagina is the gateway to life. And upon research, I've learned that there are 4 stages in a woman's menstrual cycle, which I feel like I kind of already knew a little bit. But it's menstruation, the follicular phase. I hope I'm saying that right. Ovulation and luteal phase. Luteal, yeah, okay. All right. During the 4 phases of a woman's cycle, cervical mucus changes based off the stage that you're in with your cycle. And when you have sex with someone, meaning you are disturbing your home, your pH levels can change, especially if semen is introduced in the sexual experience. So your pH levels can be affected by, semen being introduced to the sexual experience. You having sex with multiple people. Your partner is having sex with multiple people. You haven't had sex in a while, or your partner is not the cleanest, or you're not the cleanest down in that area. And I'm sure the list can go on and on. But what I'm trying to say is that the natural act of sex can sometimes lead to bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, and even STDs. Like, I think people really, really think that you have to do some abnormal act of a being to contract something. And you really don't have to do a lot. You're just participating in the natural flow of like sex. And another thing, you don't have to have sex with multiple people at one time to catch something. Okay. All right. So, to me, sex is very intimate, and I think I say that due to all that can come out of that action. So, your body produces oxytocin, which aids in you wanting to be like closer to your partner. You want to love them, you want to care for them. It's just like, oh, I just want to bond with you. So it's just a lot that goes on. And if you're not ready to battle those feelings that you get with sexual encounters, you may want to rethink doing the deed. You may want to rethink that sex can be very intimate. If you are shouldn't it be okay that if you are experiencing a disturbance in your pH level of your vagina, shouldn't you be able to communicate that with your partner? I think it's important to talk about sex with your partner on the regular so that you can get their view on sex. And I think it's important to not do it while you are like in the act. And it's okay to educate yourself on what happens with your partner every month. And hopefully they are open to knowing what goes on. So I am speaking about a woman having sex with a man. I think that the menstruation cycle, a lot of men are just like really like clueless. Like they really don't understand how our body goes through this cycle. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that like if you see like cervical mucus or just discharge, they're just like, it's like that's normal. Discharge is normal coming out of your vagina. Now if it's foul or if it looks a certain way, then there may be something going on. But it's like your partner should know that these things are natural. What's going on with your body? We having whole sex, like that's a norm. I think it should be a normal conversation, but it's very personal. Like telling somebody that what size pads you wear, or what you do with your diva cup, or how you sterilize it, or like what happens to you when you are on your period, or it's that time of the month. It's very personal. That is a very personal conversation. And if you have not built up enough confidence, enough comfortability, if you're not comfortable enough with having that conversation, there may be some things for you to consider when it comes to you all's sexual relationship. Sex is tricky. Sex is tricky. I would hope that if sex is in the midst of your relationship, that you as a woman or a girl feel comfortable enough to disclose certain information that could affect both you and your partner. And hopefully your partner has made it a comfortable space for you to share how you're feeling about sex, how you're feeling about the relationship. And if something goes up, like if you get a yeast infection or a BV, it's very natural. UTI, it's like natural. Like a lot of women get it. If you go to, if you stand on the street and just wait and take a poll or a survey of women and say, have you ever had a yeast infection? 90% of us will be like, yeah, we have. Like it's very common. And I think you should be comfortable with saying that. And hopefully as we grow, men, boys, and some, a lot of cases understand that women's bodies are complex, and, make it a comfortable space for her to tell you what's going on with her body. If she feels comfortable enough, like just listen. And if there's something that you don't understand or you don't get, ask. Do a Google search on like what's going on. Go get tested. Go get tested together. Go get tested together. I don't have the stats on this, but I'm gonna just go with what I think. Because women, like, we go to the doctor at least like once a year for our women's check. Most of the time when we go, we get a full STD panel, so they checking for everything, chlamydia, syphilis, HIV, trick, all of that. So we're getting tested kind of like on the regular, and I just don't really hear a lot of dudes say, yeah, I'm going to the doctor, I'm going to get an STD check. If they do, hey. But I just always hear, I guess, like most of my women friends say, and I'm going to the doctor, I'm going to, get a checkup. It's just part of the questions, like it's just part of the checkup that they give us. So, but what do y'all think? Go ahead and leave a comment on the podcast. Go ahead and review it. And let me know if you agree or disagree. Do you feel that if you are having sex with somebody, and something goes on with your woman parts, that you should be able to have a conversation with the person that is sexing you? Y'all let me know. I want to know. All right, y'all. Bye.